The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello 8th standard children. So last class I taught you about water, and I remember having wished you all a very happy new year. Now we are into the third week of Jan, isn't it? So how fast time is flying. Time never waits for anyone, anything. There are many proverbs related to time. Time is very precious. Once gone is gone. So the time that is available with you now, utilize it. Always think about the present. Don't worry about the past. Don't be overexcited or over anxious about the future. The present moment is ours. Live in that moment. Enjoy that moment, okay? Of course, we have to plan for our future. We have to focus on our goals. That is there. But we need not be over anxious about that feeling or about those days which are awaiting us. So enjoy life. Enjoy in the sense, utilize the precious time. Make our life meaningful. Whatever time you get, utilize it. Make others happy also. First of all, we have to be happy and make others happy. So time is a very important factor, children. This year you will move on to the next class, next standard, that is 9th standard. So 8th standard base must be very solid, isn't it? So be attentive, focus on what teachers are teaching. Be systematic, complete the files, watch the videos of all the subjects and be prompt and punctual in your work. So today I am going to continue from where I stopped. Soft water and hard water. Water soft and hard അങ്ങനെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഫീൽ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടോ? വെള്ളം തൊട്ടാൽ, water is a liquid. When we feel that water, have you ever felt it is very soft or it is very hard? No, water is always flowing, isn't it? Then how did these two terms arise? Why water is of two types, soft and hard? What is the difference? So my dear children, today I am going to teach you a very important part in this lesson, in the lesson water, and it is about soft water and hard water. Why these two terms? Listen carefully, okay. First of all, you know rainwater is very pure. Rainwater is the most purest form of water. Now when that rainwater falls down over the earth, it seeps into the soil. Seeps varnanda ine taale poikondeirikkum. Rainwater, listen carefully, rainwater from the top, it falls over the earth on the soil. It penetrates down, seeps down into the soil, and then it reaches into wells, rivers, ponds, lakes, etc. So when it reaches or flows into these wells, rivers, lakes, ponds, what happens? The different types of minerals that are present in soil will automatically get mixed in the water, and then it reaches the well or river, whatever water body. Clear? So rainwater pure aanu, adu taale veenitte soil ulla minerals aayittu combine out. You know, in soil there are many minerals, but some minerals they combine with water, and along with water they flow and reach the different water bodies. Now what are those minerals? Now before that there is an experiment, or a type of experiment. Listen to me carefully, look at the board. Here there are 4 test tubes, okay? In the first test tube we have to take distilled water. You know distilled water is pure water, free of all the impurities and minerals. You know that, you have studied in the first lesson about distillation and distilled water. So this contains distilled water. The second test tube contains water that has calcium or magnesium bicarbonates. ഈ വാട്ടറിൽ ഒന്നുമില്ലേ കാൽഷ്യം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മാഗ്നീഷ്യത്തിൻ്റെ ബൈകാർബണേറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടാവും. Third test tube, it contains water which has calcium or magnesium chlorides. And the fourth test tube contains water that will have calcium or magnesium sulfates. So once again, 4 test tubes are taken. In the first test tube, only distilled water is there. The second one, that water contains calcium or magnesium bicarbonates. Third test tube contains water which has calcium or magnesium chlorides. Fourth one, there is water which contains either calcium or magnesium sulfates. അപ്പോൾ ഈ കാൽഷ്യം മാഗ്നീഷ്യത്തിൻ്റെ ക്ലോറൈഡ് സൾഫേറ്റ് ബൈകാർബണേറ്റ്സ് എല്ലാം ഓൾറെഡി ഉണ്ട് മണ്ണിൽ. അത് വെള്ളത്തിൽ മിക്സായിട്ട് ആ വെള്ളത്തിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ടെസ്റ്റ് ട്യൂബ്സിൽ എടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇതിൽ പ്യുവർ ഡിസ്റ്റിൽഡ് വാട്ടറാണ്. ഇസ് ഇറ്റ് ക്ലിയർ? Now they have asked us to take a small piece of soap, S-O-A-P, soap, okay, any soap piece, a small piece, and put it in all the 4 test tubes. Now what happens? Now after some time we can understand that out of these 4 test tubes, in one of the test tubes, soap lathers readily എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ instantly, fast. Soap lathers. What is the meaning of lather? പതിയ, നന്നായിട്ട് പത വരും. അപ്പോൾ out of these 4 test tubes, in one of the test tubes, the soap will lather easily. Which test tube will be that? First, second, third, or the fourth one? It will be the first one. In this test tube, soap will lather readily or easily, and in these 3 test tubes soap will not lather. Now I come to the 2 points, 2 terms, soft water and hard water. This water in which soap lathers easily is called as soft water. The water in which soap lathers easily is called as soft water, and the water in which soap does not lather, that is called as hard water. ഏത് വെള്ളത്തിലാണോ സോപ്പ് നന്നായിട്ട് ലാദർ ആവുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പതയുക അതിനെ സോഫ്റ്റ് വാട്ടർ എന്ന് പറയും. ഏതെല്ലാം വെള്ളത്തിൽ സോപ്പ് ലാദർ ആവില്ല ആ വാട്ടറിന് എന്താ പറയുക? ഹാർഡ് വാട്ടർ. I hope this is very clear. Now why did soap lather immediately in this? Because it is pure. It does not contain any salts, distilled water. But here in all the remaining 3 test tubes there are different salts of calcium or magnesium. Calcium അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മാഗ്നീഷ്യത്തിൻ്റെ ബൈകാർബണേറ്റ്സോ കാൽഷ്യം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മാഗ്നീഷ്യത്തിൻ്റെ ക്ലോറൈഡ്സ് ഓർ കാൽഷ്യം മാഗ്നീഷ്യത്തിൻ്റെ സൾഫേറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ soap will not lather. Please be clear, listen to me. Calcium or magnesium bicarbonates ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ സോപ്പ് പതയില്ല. ഇപ്പോൾ this water, if it contains magnesium chloride, soap will not lather. Calcium chloride ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും അത് പതയില്ല. കാൽഷ്യം സൾഫേറ്റ് ആണെങ്കിലും മാഗ്നീഷ്യം സൾഫേറ്റ് ആണെങ്കിലും ഈ വെള്ളത്തിലുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ soap will not lather. So the reason is because of the presence of salts of calcium and magnesium. Here soap will not lather, here soap will lather because there are no salts of calcium or magnesium. Is it clear? Is it clear, children? Okay. Now there is a very important pink box at the bottom, page number 253. I'll read it out for you. The water in which soap does not lather easily is called hard water. Here the hardness of water is due to the presence of dissolved salts of calcium and magnesium. Water in which soap gives lather readily is called soft water. So again I am telling you, in these 3 test tubes calcium, magnesium salts are dissolved. Already it is there in water. So when we add soap, it will not lather. But in test tube 1, here there are no salts of calcium or magnesium. So soap lathers readily. So this water is called as soft water. And these 3 test tubes that contains water where there are calcium or magnesium salts, either bicarbonates, chlorides or sulfates. That particular type of water where soap does not lather is called as hard water. Now, there is one more paragraph, listen to me, okay. Hardness of water. Hard water is formed due to the dissolution of the salts of calcium and magnesium present in soil and rocks as rainwater seeps through the soil. Hard water does not give easy lather with soap because the salts of calcium and magnesium react with soap to form insoluble salts. So again I am repeating, when rainwater seeps down into the soil, calcium and magnesium salts gets dissolved in that water, so soap will not lather. You might have seen in some states, when we go to some states, their water, when we add soap, we can see a white substance floating over the water. That is actually called as scum. I don't want to confuse you. Just understand that in hard water, soap will not lather. In soft water, soap lathers readily. Okay? Now, next, after this, hope you have understood all this. Now, this is clear, in this test tube, soap will lather. Now, in these 3 test tubes, there is water. When we heat this water, 3 test tubes, we have to heat the 3 test tubes. Okay, so heat the 3 test tubes. After heating, in one of the test tubes, we can see that the soap will lather. Okay, so first these 3 test tubes, soap did not lather. Now we have to heat the 3 test tubes and record our observation. After heating for some time, we can see that in one of the test tubes, soap will lather. Which is that test tube? It is a test tube that contains calcium or magnesium bicarbonates. ഈ ടെസ്റ്റ് ട്യൂബിൽ ഹീറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ സോപ്പ് ലാതർ ആവും. വൈ? ബിക്കോസ് calcium or magnesium bicarbonates, they decompose after heating. ചൂട് തട്ടുമ്പോൾ they decompose and so soap lathers. ഇത് രണ്ടിലും ചൂടാക്കിയാലും സോപ്പ് ലാതർ ആവില്ല. So let me again give you a quick summary of what I have taught you. I took 4 test tubes. I put soap in each test tube. In this test tube, soap lathers easily. Here, 3 test tubes, it did not lather. That was because of the presence of the salts of calcium and magnesium. So these types of water which contains these salts are called as hard water, and this pure water is soft water. So these 3 are hard water. Okay. Now when I heated the 3 test tubes, this test tube, the water that is there in this test tube, I could find that the soap lathers easily. So now these 2 are hard water and here the hardness is lost. Now this is soft water ആയിട്ട് മാറി after heating because bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium decompose. So ഇതിലെ hardness എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു? Temporary ആയിരുന്നില്ലേ? കുറച്ചു നേരത്തിന് മാത്രം. Temporary means for some time. Permanent means everlasting. So here the water that contains calcium or magnesium bicarbonates, after heating we can understand that soap lathers easily. First it was also hard, but it became soft after heating. That means the hardness was only for some time. So the water that contains calcium or magnesium bicarbonates, it has temporary hardness. Temporary hardness means for some time. Only for some time it will be hard. After heating, that water also will become soft. But these 2 will have permanent hardness. Hard water, soft water, you know very well. Now this contains temporary hardness. These 2 test tubes, it contains water that has permanent hardness. So from this you should understand that the water that contains calcium or magnesium bicarbonates, the hardness can be removed by boiling. Boil ചെയ്താൽ അത് സോഫ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് മാറും. പക്ഷേ ഈ 2 ടെസ്റ്റ് ട്യൂബ്സിൽ കാൽഷ്യം മാഗ്നീഷ്യം ക്ലോറൈഡ്സ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കാൽഷ്യത്തിൻ്റെയോ മാഗ്നീഷ്യത്തിൻ്റെയോ സൾഫേറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ ഹാർഡ്നെസ് ബോയിൽ ചെയ്താലും മാറ്റാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അത് പെർമനൻറ്റ് ഹാർഡ്നെസ് ആണ്. ആ വെള്ളത്തിൽ പെർമനൻറ്റ് ഹാർഡ്നെസ് ആയിരിക്കും. ഇതിൽ ടെമ്പററി ആണ്, കാരണം ബോയിൽ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ സോഫ്റ്റായി. I hope now you are very thorough. Now in the book they have given one more thing. Permanent hardness cannot be removed by boiling, and if we wish to make it soft, it needs lot of chemical treatment. Okay, it needs lot of time. So boil ചെയ്താൽ മാറണത് ബൈകാർബണേറ്റ്സ് ഉള്ളതാണ്, കാൽഷ്യം ഓർ മാഗ്നീഷ്യം ബൈകാർബണേറ്റ്സ്. Clear? So you know soft water, hard water. Now you know about temporary hardness and permanent hardness. Okay, now I move on to the next topic. The next topic is water and gases. Can you name two gases that dissolve in water? വെള്ളത്തിൽ ഡിസോൾവ് ആവണ രണ്ട് ഗ്യാസസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഏതൊക്കെയാ അത്? First one is oxygen, second one is carbon dioxide. So the first gas that dissolves in water is oxygen, and the second one is carbon dioxide. How do we know that oxygen dissolves in water? It is very clear. The aquatic life, aquatic പറഞ്ഞാൽ വെള്ളത്തിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലുള്ള organisms, how do they also breathe and survive? Now for our survival we need oxygen that is there in air. പക്ഷെ വെള്ളത്തിൽ ഉള്ള ലൈഫ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, creatures like fish and other organisms, they are also living, they also breathe. So വെള്ളത്തിൽ ഏത് ഗ്യാസ് ഉള്ള കാരണമാണ് അവർ ബ്രീത്ത് ചെയ്യണം? Of course oxygen. That means oxygen is there in water, it dissolves in water. Only because oxygen is there in water, aquatic life is also surviving. Clear? Then the second gas that dissolves in water, you very well know about soda. In solution lesson I have taught you about soda water. What is soda water? Carbon dioxide gas being passed into water. There you can see clearly carbon dioxide gas dissolves. And when we open the bottle, the fizz comes out, isn't it? That is because of the carbon dioxide gas. That means carbon dioxide gas dissolves in water. Now, there is one more proof. What is that? The aquatic plants, or the plants that are there underwater, beneath the water, they also survive. How? They also grow. How? They need food, isn't it? Now, for the preparation of food, for photosynthesis, you know carbon dioxide is required. Leaves absorb carbon dioxide. Only then they can prepare their food. Now underwater also they are preparing and they are growing. That means carbon dioxide is present in water also. That is the reason why aquatic plants are also prepare food and grow. Clear? So two gases that dissolve in water are oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now next important point, you might have seen waste being dumped into water, isn't it? Ella waste കൊണ്ട് വാട്ടറിൽ dump ചെയ്യും. Now what happens when wastes are dumped into water? You know, wastes are biodegradable or maybe non-biodegradable. If it is biodegradable, that means they get decomposed by microorganisms. The biodegradable waste, they get decomposed by microorganisms, and in that process oxygen is consumed by them. Microorganisms ആ വേസ്റ്റിനെ ഡീകമ്പോസ് ചെയ്യണം എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവർ ഓക്സിജനെ അബ്സോർബ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും വെള്ളത്തിൽ. ഐ എം ടോക്കിംഗ് അബൌട്ട് ദ വേസ്റ്റ് ദറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡംപ്ഡ് ഇൻ വാട്ടർ. സോ വാട്ടറിലുള്ള വേസ്റ്റിനെ ഡീകമ്പോസ് മൈക്രോ ഓർഗാനിസംസ് ചെയ്യും. പക്ഷേ ദാറ്റ് പ്രോസസ് ദേ അബ്സോർബ് ദ ഓക്സിജൻ അബ്സോർബ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് അവർ ഡീകമ്പോസ് ചെയ്യണം. അപ്പോൾ എന്താവും? ദി ലെവൽ ഓഫ് ഓക്സിജൻ ഇൻ വാട്ടർ ഗോസ് ഡൗൺ. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് depletion of oxygen takes place. Depletion means reduction. Oxygen കുറയും, വാട്ടറിലുള്ള ഓക്സിജൻ കുറയും. Why? Because the microorganisms are absorbing the oxygen and decomposing the waste. So now tell me, dumping of waste, is it good, dumping of waste in water? No. What happens? Microorganisms will decompose it, but in that process the oxygen level in water, the oxygen that is present in water will be less, it undergoes depletion. So actually water pollution means what? Water pollution means the depletion of oxygen. When oxygen depletion takes place, we can say water is polluted. Clear? So now I'll read out this paragraph that is given in the book. Please listen to me carefully. Aquatic animals and plants make use of the oxygen dissolved in water. Water gets polluted as the amount of oxygen in it decreases. The waste dumped into rivers and ponds decay using the oxygen dissolved in them. This depletes the amount of oxygen and results in the destruction of aquatic life. That is what I told you. When depletion of oxygen takes place, naturally aquatic life in the destruction എന്ന് തുടങ്ങും. ഓക്സിജൻ്റെ അളവ് കുറയുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലുള്ള മീനും വേറെ aquatic ലൈഫിനും പ്രോബ്ലമായിട്ട് മാറും. It begins in the destruction of aquatic life. Okay. Now the next para, that is water pollution. There they have given us 4 activities that causes water pollution. The first one, dumping of waste in water resources. Waste in a dump chidal, water gets polluted. രണ്ടാമത്തത്, rampant use of fertilizers. Fertilizers in excess use chidalum, water gets polluted. Third one, excessive use of detergents. Detergents പറഞ്ഞാൽ സോപ്പും ഡിറ്റർജൻസ് ഒക്കെ വെള്ളത്തിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്താൽ water gets polluted. Fourth one, insecticides getting mixed with water. വെള്ളത്തിൽ ഇൻസെക്ടിസൈഡും പെസ്റ്റിസൈഡൊക്കെ മിക്സ് ആയാലും വാട്ടർ പൊല്യൂട്ടഡ് ആവും. സി വി ആർ നോട്ട് ഗോയിങ് ആൻഡ് സ്പ്രേയിങ് ഡയറക്ട്ലി പെസ്റ്റിസൈഡ് ഇൻസെക്ടിസൈഡ്. വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻസ് ഇസ് we spray insecticide over the crops. Okay, this water, I mean when rainwater falls, this pesticide also gets mixed with the water. Naturally it reaches down and then it flows and reaches the water bodies. In that way water gets polluted. Okay, now the fifth one you can write, oil spill from ships. Ships and oil ഒക്കെ leakage ആവില്ലേ, oil spill from. So the fifth activity you can write, oil spill from ships. Ship na oil leakage ആവും. Now the sixth one you can write, dumping of hospital, industrial, factory waste. Okay, sixth one is dumping of what? Hospital waste, industrial waste and factory waste. So again the next I tell you, last topic in this lesson is water pollution. They have listed out 4 activities that causes water pollution. It is given dumping of waste in water resources. Second one, rampant use of fertilizers. Third one, excessive use of detergents. Fourth one, insecticides getting mixed with water. Fifth and sixth, I have helped you. Fifth one is oil spill from ships, and the sixth one you have to write, dumping of hospital, factory or industrial waste. Now this lesson, the last paragraph is about the scarcity of drinking water. Scarcity means korava, shortage. Pure water is first of all very less on the earth, and if that pure water gets polluted, our existence itself will be in danger. First of all, we are experiencing shortage of water. So whatever water resources we have to conserve water. We have to adopt measures to save water, conserve water. We can do rainwater harvesting, or we can prepare basins around trees. There are many measures that can be adopted for conserving water, right? Then they have asked us to find out the possible solutions to prevent water pollution. Now my dear children, water is very precious liquid. First of all, we are experiencing shortage, scarcity. It is our duty, each and every individual's duty, to see to it that water is not polluted. We have to think of many measures. It is in our hands to take care of our environment. We have to maintain cleanliness in and outside our house. If each one thinks in that manner, this place will be a wonderful place to live. You have heard about the proverb, cleanliness is next to godliness, isn't it? Keep our mind clean, keep our environment clean, and lead a clean and healthy life. So here I have finished this chapter. This chapter you studied different points, isn't it, about surface tension, boiling point, anomalous expansion of water, heat capacity of water. Then you studied about the properties of water, then electrolysis of water. Then today you studied about soft water, hard water, temporary hardness, permanent hardness, the gases that dissolve in water, and how water gets polluted and what action must be taken to prevent water pollution. Think in those terms. Think of the positive things. Think of the positive activities that can be carried out. Okay. The notes shall be sent to you by your class teachers. They will forward it to you. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can call me. So in the next class, I shall start the next lesson, the last lesson of this year. So feel free to call me. Here I am winding up the class. Till I meet you all next, it's bye-bye from me. Thank you.